Hi, this is Bharti, and we are here at KubeCon in San Diego. And today we have with us Dave Van Everen, and today we are going to give us a demo about the Kubernetes-As-A-Service platform, which is in beta. So we are going to test and see actually what it looks like. The public has not seen it. So tell us, what are you going to show us today?
Today we're going to take a look at the Mirantis beta software. It's actually running on a hosted environment internally at Mirantis that we've been using over the past several months for development and testing. And we'll just do a quick walk through some of the features and capabilities it provides and offer a glimpse of what all of you can experience now that it's publicly available for download from the Mirantis.com website.
Excellent.
All right, so let's take it away. So what we're looking at here is the Namespaces view. So I've already logged in as a user. It supports identity and access management through open source tooling called Keycloak, and that's integratable to a variety of enterprise platforms for identity and access management. I see one namespace because I'm only a member of a single tenant in this environment. When I click on my namespace, I'll see clusters that have been deployed by myself and others that have permission to access that namespace. And so within here we can see roughly 8 or 9 clusters, and you can see the layout of the application itself. So there are 2 main objects within the Mirantis CAS platform: clusters and machines. And you can think of machines as nodes, both control nodes and worker nodes. Additionally, there are credentials, which are like cloud providers, and SSH keys, which is a feature that's available for the developer users during the beta period, but that would probably not be available when the software is generally available. So that would be providing the ability to SSH into the actual nodes underlying the Kubernetes cluster, which some of our customers would not want their developers to have access to. So if we take a quick look at the credentials, we can see here one credential for the internal Mirantis cloud. It's based on OpenStack. We also support AWS and bare metal. And what we're looking at are some of the details around this particular cloud provider. That is set up so now I can use that when deploying individual clusters. I can add additional credentials for other providers. Again, as I mentioned, AWS, OpenStack, and bare metal are the ones supported today. More coming down the road. I've already provisioned a cluster. And so if we take a look at that, we can see that my DVE demo cluster has 1 control node and 1 worker node. Both are in the ready state. They have floating IPs associated with them. All of that provisioning of the underlying infrastructure was done behind the scenes when I deployed this cluster. I can gather additional information about the individual nodes. And if I go to the cluster itself, I can also see information about the cluster, including all the endpoints for some of the add-on applications that are provided out of the box for every cluster that we provision. So we can see here a URL for the Harbor, which is an image registry, cloud native, Kubernetes Dashboard URL. So if you're more comfortable using the dashboard for manipulating Kubernetes, you can do that. And then several logging, monitoring, and alerting applications that Mirantis has branded as Stacklight. And within those, Grafana is one of the user interfaces that we use for time series information about the health of pods and nodes and everything else within a Kubernetes cluster. So a lot of detail there. I have a couple of those tabs already open. So if we take a look at Grafana, we can see real-time view of memory usage, CPU usage, network traffic, and so on. And so with Grafana, we can see all of the traffic and details related to the cluster that I'm running. If you'll notice, I have a pod selected here in my view for Apache. And I actually have been sending traffic to my Apache pod programmatically to test out whether it's working or not. So it's a fully operational cluster. It provides all of the operational insights that a developer would need when testing their application. It's entirely cloud native, so if they have additional cloud native software that they'd like to add to their cluster, for example, Istio comes out of the box and it comes with a pre-configured template for connecting to other clusters within the same namespace. So it'll automatically identify other Istio instances running in other clusters and set up like a basic service mesh. But they can additionally add a variety of other tools, whether that's Kiali or Jaeger for application traceability, things like that. The Kubernetes clusters fully support the kubectl API and Kubernetes API. Everything that we do is designed to ensure that developers retain application portability across clouds, whether they're using one or more public clouds or also working on-prem. And they'll be able to ensure that their applications can run on Kubernetes anywhere, as long as that Kubernetes is based on the upstream standard.
Thank you, Dave, for giving this demo, and I'm looking forward for it to go general availability.
Right on.
Thank
Me
you.
too.